Welcome to Total Healing for the Mind, Body, and Soul, a motivational vlog for all aspects of the physical, mental, and spiritual conditions of the human experience. I'm your host, Heather Woods, owner of Total Healing Life Coaching. I hold multiple master certifications in life coaching with an emphasis on self-care and empowerment, as well as mindfulness and meditation. Today's topic, abuse in the workplace. Let's dive in. Before we get started, I just want to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tips and tools to become your best self. Let's begin. Abuse can come in many forms and in many ways. It can even be so subtle that you don't realize that this abusive behavior is being done to you. This is especially true when it comes to authority figures in the workplace abusing their position of leadership. Abusive managers not only treat their employees poorly, but they cross a line to completely unacceptable behavior. According to management and human resources researcher Bennett Tepper, approximately 10% of managers in the workplace are abusive to their staff. That's 1 in 10 managers. That means that if you've had more than 10 jobs in your life, the likelihood of having had an abusive manager is high. Tepper also found through the use of surveys that individuals who work for abusive bosses tend to be less satisfied with not only their jobs, but their lives in general. The abused employees also reported to have conflicts at home and work, as well as being withdrawn and even having symptoms of depression and PTSD. Tepper explained the effects of abusive management on the employee in this way. Quote, targets of abusive supervision report symptomology that bears striking similarities to those diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. End quote. Speaking from personal experience, having to deal with an abusive boss can be demoralizing, degrading, and downright depressing. I dreaded going to work every day and having any kind of interaction with my boss. I never knew what mood she would be in, and believe me, when she was in a bad mood, everybody knew it. I felt as though I had to walk around on eggshells, and I had to be careful with everything that I said. Every day was difficult as she micromanaged her staff and watched everyone like a hawk. She would often yell or complain, both in general conversation or specifically towards me and other staff. I felt berated and criticized on a regular basis. My work was never good enough, and she would accuse me of doing things incorrectly when I was just following her direction. Then, she would act as though I should have known how to do it the correct way. And in other words, this is called gaslighting. She was frequently gaslighting me. If any of this sounds familiar, then you too may have a toxic boss. Working in that environment caused me to have severe anxiety and depression, along with symptoms of PTSD. As a survivor of an abusive marriage, I was able to spot the signs of my manager's abusive behavior immediately. However, it didn't stop me from feeling the devastating emotional effects from it. I can honestly say that it was a very difficult time in my life. Not to mention the fact that I was also struggling with life-altering medical issues. All that being said, I want to help spread the word about abuse in the workplace. In this vlog series, you'll learn ways to identify abusive behavior from leadership, making it possible for you to handle the situation appropriately without taking their negative behavior personally. And being able to rise above by remaining calm and collected in those situations. First, let's take a look at what can happen to you if you are in an abusive situation. Keep in mind that these effects apply to being abused by an intimate partner, a family member, or friends as well. Some common symptoms that you might experience if you have an abusive manager would include feeling apathetic or indifferent towards your job, your performance, or your boss. You may feel dread going to work every day. You may also have decreased productivity or poor performance, anxiety, and PTSD. Additionally, you might experience headaches, body tension, joint and muscle aches, and unexplained pains throughout your body. You might also develop autoimmune disorders and gastrointestinal conditions. You may also have low self-esteem and low confidence. Be aware of isolating yourself from friends and family, as well as eating disorders or changes in your appetite. Chronic pain, headaches, backaches, and pelvic pain can also be experienced, as well as addictive behaviors. And finally, you could experience sexual dysfunction or the inability or lack of desire, complications or loss of pregnancy, and depression or thoughts of suicide. As you can see, the side effects of being abused are quite severe. It's very important to identify the many signs of an abusive manager so that you are able to set your own boundaries and make sure that you are protected and safe. Keep an eye out for my next vlog segment, How to Spot an Abusive Manager, where we will take a look at some of the more common signs of an abusive boss. I hope you've enjoyed this segment of total healing for the mind, body, and soul. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to join me for the next topic. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.